potential matchups going forward. The Lakers versus the Rockets. Is the game one curse a real thing for the Lakers too? Yes or no?
No.
No.
I believe it.
Uh-uh.
Go Wes.
No. Yeah, I think we both agree. I don't think there's any real game one curse with the Lakers. I think what their issue is that sometimes they can be slow offensively out the gate. Like they can just not find any kind of offense other than Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and that hurts them. So they have to adjust throughout the series and figure it out how they can score properly against a team before they can go and kind of dominate. And you saw that in game two. So.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
If they slack in this series, they will lose this series because Houston is going to find a way to score multiple points because the Lakers don't have the same perimeter defense that OKC had. So they're not going to be able to give their perimeter players as much problems as OKC were able to give them because they're just as fast, they can keep up, and they can disrupt the shooters. Lakers, their perimeter defense is horrible. It's really not the greatest. So now you have James Harden who could be free. You have Robert Covington who could look like Steph Curry. PJ Tucker is the greatest corner shooter, three-point shooter I've ever seen in my life. You have Russell Westbrook eventually when he finds his shot and is a motor.
What shot?
Eventually. I've always said this. If Russell Westbrook just stays between the free throw line and below, he would be the greatest player. But he needs to stop shooting threes because that's not his game.
I saw a tweet the other day that said Russell Westbrook should have Ben Simmons' shot selection.
He should.
It makes the most sense, to be honest.
But Ben Simmons won't shoot from the free throw line below. It's either layup or he's going to toss up a hook somewhere.
Yeah.
So I won't necessarily agree with that, but if Westbrook gets his game going, I don't see why Houston can't win this series, even though they're not supposed to win this series.
Look, there's no actually, this is a good time to bring it up, but there's no Luguentz Dort, all right? There's no Luguentz Dort there for them to stop James Harden. He played amazing defense, and you could tell straight out the gate between game one and game two that there wasn't that kind of defender, like you said, Gail. Like, there's just nobody on the Lakers that can defend James Harden, and even Russell Westbrook when he gets it going. So, yeah, you're right. If they kind of slack off here and give Houston the breathing room, it's going to be a tough series for them to win.
That was my next question. Who, potentially even, who's going to guard Harden at all, if anyone?
Nobody.
There's really nobody that can, but, you have to throw, double teams. You have to throw traps at him to get the ball out of his hands and then force guys like PJ Tucker and Robert Covington and Daniel House to kind of shoot so that they can beat you instead of having James Harden beat you every time. So I think that's the only way you can do it. Like the Raptors tried to do that last year or this regular season with James Harden. They would double team him every time he got through half court. I think that's a good option, but at the same time, just the Rockets are really good defensively too. Like they can play good defense now, which was it was such a huge issue for them for the past 5 years. It's like, oh, you could score 120 points on us, but you can't play any defense. But now they can play defense.
For sure.